This morning in Legal Logic, we are talking social media for small businesses. Here to help break down some of what local entrepreneurs must know today is attorney Brian Kuna. Good morning, Brian.
Good morning, Will.
Nice
How are you?
to see you.
Nice to see you again.
Social media obviously has taken over everybody's life.
Absolutely.
People who are starting a small business or just a business in general really need to know the ins and outs of social media and really take advantage of it because in a lot of ways it's free advertising.
Absolutely. Social media is now the new customer relations medium.
Right.
There's no question about it. Social media, every business is looking at it, trying to figure out what the best way to use social media in their customer relations,
right,
in their advertising, in their promotion, in their distribution. Very, very important.
Yeah, but there's a lot of legal ramifications too when you do have whatever social media platform you're using.
Right. I mean, a business that is thinking about using social media with regard to their advertising, promotion, distribution, has to be aware of some of the pitfalls with regard to using it. Right. It has to thoroughly think it through before they use it. For example, what do you do when your company is attacked online? In other words, you set up a nice marketing program, you have a nice website, and you have a comment section, and someone says, this company charges double, and what do they think? We're all suckers.
Right.
How do you react to that?
Yeah. Should the company go back online and respond online? Do they send a private message, an email message?
The first thing you do is do some deep breathing relaxation exercises.
That's exactly what it is. Type that crazy message, just don't hit send.
Take a deep breath. Don't call your lawyer.
Right, right.
Do not call your lawyer. The best way is not to respond online and put it out in the public forum, because we all know, and we've watched our president, for example, and what happens. It becomes magnified. It becomes manifold.
Right.
The best way is the way you do it in traditional business. When there's a customer that's unhappy or upset, usually you took them aside, you sit down with them, you talk to them, what can we do? The same thing with social media. If you can get in touch with that customer offline, perhaps in the comments section of Facebook, if they're a Facebook person, Twitter, if they're involved in Twitter, you want to do it privately. You do not want to do it publicly, because suddenly your company there's an online back and forth,
of
and we've seen it happen, of
1,000 different comments.
Sure. And so think of your business first before you think about how upset you are about the comment.
A lot of companies nowadays also they will hire out a company to take care of maybe it's someone who is not familiar with social media, so they'll hire professionals to take care of it for them.
Right. You really, if you're a big enough company, obviously, but most small companies aren't. But the entrepreneur, the person that runs it, many people just think, oh, I just do a website, do a comment section, everything's going to be fine. No, 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 no. You really have to think it through and think through, how am I going to respond to the inevitable bad comment? It's going to happen. Yeah. Do I do the star system? 1 star, 2 star, 3. What do I do when I get that 1 star? Right. How do I deal with it? Do I threaten or try to coerce the person? The answer is no. Right. You try to deal with it privately and personally.
And take that deep breath, like Brian said, first before you hit.
Don't call me. Don't call any other lawyer.
Just
deal with it.
All right. Thanks so much, Brian. If you would like more free legal advice, you can check out the Legal Logic channel on Roadshow.com.